Today's show is sponsored by Yarabapapo Microdose Gummies. There's a rising trend of folks using THC gummies for both general wellness and performance enhancement. All sorts of people benefit from daily microdosing to feel healthier and perform better, and you might be interested in how they could benefit you. Microdose gummies deliver entry level doses of THC that help you feel just right. It's a sweet spot between CBD and THC that gives you the benefits of both, with a mood lift, creative boost, and a greater sense of calm. People take them daily for all kinds of therapeutic purposes to reduce anxiety, recovery from workouts, alleviate joint pain, get a creative boost, or to just get a good night's sleep. And that's what I use them for, to get a good night's sleep. And it does the job. I'm not kidding you, it does the job. Try it. So, if you want to get into the zone creatively or wind down from a long day, microdose gummies are available nationwide. And you can learn more about them and microdosing by visiting microdosegummies.com and use code LEWIS, LEWIS, to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. Now, that's a deal, and I know deals. Once again, that's microdosegummies.com and use the code LEWIS. LEWIS. That's Lewis.
This could all go horribly wrong at any minute.
And the rubber chicken says. I believe that Elvis is still alive and living in Memphis, but what do I know? I'm just a rubber chicken. Well, listen to you. No, he's not alive. Yes, you know, I don't care what you know. Stop it. He is not alive. We walked around Memphis. He was not here. We did not see him. Well, okay, we'll talk about this some other time because I've got to get on with Rantcast number 105 entitled Stuck Inside of Memphis with the Mobile Blues Again. How's that? That's the way I look at it. It is a very could be a blue day or red day. Who knows what kind of a day? Today's the day people are voting. But I'm here in Memphis, next to in a parking lot, really, right next to Sun Studios, an extraordinary place, which I didn't get to visit, but this time, but I've seen it before. And truly great music has come out of there. And I wish they could be playing that music as a soundtrack for our lives and we could just live that way and dance forever. Even if Elvis is dead. I don't care. Stop it. And so it's just it's voting day. And if you watch TV, they've got an entire coverage of people standing in line. That's what they have. And it is unbelievable. This election cycle has gone beyond whatever pale was the pale before the pale. And there have been a lot of pales. And they can be spelled PALE and PAIL, or bucket of shit. It is got to stop. People have got to be given a reason to go vote because it's always been, it's this time it's out of fear, both sides scared to death, and let's get out there and vote for people who are just on our side. But what about like a solution to something? What about like trying to figure things out? What are these people going to do? I've got a one party which seems to come up with a whole bunch of solutions that they can't explain. They can't fucking explain. So they come out with the Inflation Reduction Act. It's a great idea, I think, on a certain amount of levels. But they come out with it the day in which it's posted that inflation rises. And the fact of the matter is people are dealing with inflation. So they can't fucking explain what's going on. Then I got another side that's going to go, hey, we've got a bunch of really great ideas, but we're going to keep them a secret. It's really an extraordinary adventure in our inability to come to grips with the fact that we don't know what democracy is about. And it's about voting. Okay. And it's about finding people and actually kind of training people in terms of who seem to be driven to public service, of which there's rapidly less and less of them. Why? Because from the moment that Calvin put his Klein put his name on jeans, apparently things went awry. And it was most important for people really to have something that showed that they were doing better than the person next door. And that apparently is where we've at, and this is where we've driven to. And I personally am exhausted by it. I was all over the country, and you sit there and you can barely hear. Um, and I'm not my age, so fuck you and shit. And it's certainly got nothing to do with that. It has to do with you just can't hear the these election ads. It's literally the sound is off the charts, the images are off the charts, and neither side during these things explains exactly we're going to get rid of crime. Well, what fucking are you going to say? No. What are you going to say? Well, we're going to create more crime. We've been waiting to create more crime. We were hoping we could get these people out of office so that we could really get a lot of crime out there, so we could find the criminals by having so much crime. Then we could actually, with the excess crime, we'd be able to find the people who were the criminals. It's like there is no one talking about how to solve these things. And if you think either side, and I fucking mean this, if you think either side is capable of dealing with inflation, then you haven't looked at fucking history, okay? Yes, I'm wearing 2 watches. Got it? Even I just saw that now, and I don't want to hear about it. Why is he wearing 2 watches? I'm wearing 2 watches. One is to keep track of the time, and the other is to keep track of 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 the exercise I'm not getting. Okay, got it? You happy now? so, so that's where we are. It's unbelievable. Neither side can deal with inflation. Neither one knows what to do with it. Neither one knows how to deal with it. Neither one understands fucking math. Hey, the fact of the matter is, why is the price of gas so high? Because we're buying too much gas. That apparently is what they tell me. And so what are we doing? We're out there like we were driving out of Austin, which is now just boomtown USA, where they can't build enough buildings to kiss the sky. It is really crazy from the last time I've been there. We're the only country that's come through a pandemic and built more buildings than anyone probably on the planet has done, except maybe the Chinese. But I haven't realized that's just a guess. That was a guess. And so, but they were literally, it was a traffic jam for miles. So gas just being belched, and also to respond to some schmuck who wrote in about the fact that I'm in a. Why would you be driving a bus? What the fuck is the matter with you driving a bus? Why would you do that? Here's why I'm doing it. Because because apparently by doing this, I'm destroying the planet. Well, um, I've got, the tour managers on the bus, the guy who helps us get um, the Rantcast, get those rants out throughout the world and to deal with the mechanics and the engineering of it. I've got someone who sells the merch. I got myself, and I got the opening act. That's 5 people, okay? Plus the driver. So we're carrying 6. If we didn't take the bus, I wouldn't be able to do this for starters, schmuck, even if I was by myself. Because I was not, after the first tour that I did, going to get in a plane after a plane after a plane after a plane. Especially now, because you got to show up the day of, okay? And so you don't you got to show up the day before in order to be sure that you're there on the day of. So I would have had to fly into Austin, and then maybe driven to Dallas, okay? But if, let's say, fly to another city, fly to another city, fly to another city. Ain't going to work. And so if I'm flying that many people, too, from city to city, what's my carbon footprint then? And if you want, if it was supposed to be funny, it wasn't, and it was just irritating, and I don't even see it. And I've driven off the road of my intention here today into that fucking exit, which doesn't exist. So, but I just wanted to kind of get that out there. That's why I'm on a bus, okay? Because to me, it seems to be it's the only way I can manage to do this. All right. And plus, you want me to carry the merch from place to place, and people are buying it. I've never understood it, but Christmas is coming, so let's give the kids something they don't understand. A T-shirt, a T-shirt with uh, an elderly man's head on it. That'll be good. The kids will really like that. I don't. So that's where we're at. So get out there for I've left the thing. Get out there and vote. Okay, I hope you're out there voting. That's I've certainly think it's important, it's vital. Why aren't you voting? Because they have worn your fucking ass down with a series of shit candidates who don't know how to work together and don't have any goddamn clue as to what the idea of government is, and it's disgusting, and I'm tired of it. And please stop sending in the things about the tweets about that George Carlin wouldn't vote. That doesn't matter. I mean, first off, that's what he said. You don't know if that's true or not because he's George. And that could be a joke. He probably didn't vote because it really did, I think, irritate the shit out of him. But I'm going to vote because it's important. Okay. And because I believe in it. Because this may be the last time that it's actually counted. So yesterday we got into Memphis actually on Sunday, and so Monday I had off here in Memphis, and instead of going from barbecue place to barbecue place to barbecue place, which it would probably be one of the things I normally would have done, just going to one now, and I've become a bloated tick. But yeah, I did. I ordered this thing yesterday, and it should have been just I thought a little bit of uh, pulled pork and a little bit of brisket and a little bit of ribs, and it was for a family of six, and I did my best, and but the ribs won. The other two were a little disappointing, and but you never know. And I wanted to kind of get away from Beale Street where I'd eaten before, but more important than me eating fucking a porkorama was that I went to the Civil Rights Museum here, which is in the Lorraine Motel, where, lest you've forgotten, Dr. Martin Luther King was shot. It's an unbelievable museum. It is an absolute testament to the work that he did, and it's also historically an important site um, in terms of its significance, because it being uh, where one of the few incredible and extraordinary men in my lifetime was assassinated, uh, and and it's really one level of importance is that you actually look at I think it's a recreation, but it's the room that it is that you're looking at the room that was his room that he walked out of and was shot at, and then you go to the boarding house across the street where James Earl Ray, then you see essentially you look at where the room was, and then you look at the shot that he had, where he took the shot. I mean, and if that alone were just what the Civil Rights Museum was, or let's say the Martin Luther King assassination spot, if that is all it was, um, it might give us a profound sense of this is why this shit can't happen again, and why it's disgusting, and the and what it means, and how it's done, and how it shouldn't be done, and that would be enough alone. But then, historically, it is a history of from the moment that blacks were brought here as slaves, and that room alone, and the other rooms, I thought I was pretty. I thought I had a pretty good concept of these things, that I'd learned a lot in school, and I'd read a lot. But when they put it in the terms of numbers and of what a slave would cost, or the amount of production that slavery gave us, so you get a sense of that uh, you really get a sense of it. We haven't left the basic root of what drove slavery or what drives capital. It's money. So, it was like, well, how are we going to give up the money if we don't have these people, doing this for us? And I think it was, I think in terms of cotton, and there was so many facts yesterday that you look at, but I think it's $1 trillion uh, that was brought into the economy because of the slaves were picking the cotton, and we, of course, were the cotton kings of the world. Um, and then you just, and then once again, once you get by that, and then you get into the Civil War and what happened then, and then it's just a continual bombardment of of what was done to keep first to keep the fact that to make sure that they weren't treated as humans. Then, oh well, they are humans. Do we give these humans rights? I mean, you just wander through there, and the preponderance of the facts just lay you out and really leave you worn the fuck down, in a good way, in an important way. I mean, once again, I really. I mean, I paid a lot of attention when I was a kid to that television set and what was happening down south, and it is what changed the way we looked at things. Was that TV and the cameras being turned on? But you go through there yesterday, and there are things that I just forgot about, just completely. And I was like, and you see it all together. Day, then this happened, and this happened, and then this happened. A bus that's burnt. This bus that was burnt with civil rights workers on it. I completely flushed out of my head. God knows why. And you get on a bus, a simulation of a bus that Rosa Parks was on. Uh, from beginning to end, I would have to say it was one of the most extraordinary experiences I've had in the museum. And it's an important museum. And if for those who continue to rattle educators with the fact that they're not supposed to talk about uh, those rights of and the they attack it through critical race theory, that you can't really talk about slavery now because it will upset children. Is the level of bullshit that is disgusting. Okay, stop it. Um, it's not even, it's simple. We learn from the past. Okay, this stuff has to be repeated again. We got to go slogging through this shit again. I don't think so. I think there are enough of us who fucking have been through it that we basically have to put our foot down and go, no, we're not going back there. We're not playing that game anymore. You do not get to take away once again the right of minorities to vote, uh, or their rights, any of their rights. And in the meantime, you don't get to take away history. You fucking bastards. So you're going to come here. Why don't you come here and shut down that museum? Because kids will come in there who I saw there yesterday. None of them were weeping. Okay, and I can guarantee you, who knows how much of it was sinking in. But if 20% of them got the message in that museum, then it's vital, because they will continue to pass the word on until we don't have to deal with this shit anymore. And that's all I got to say about this. Okay. And so it's been, I would like to apologize for last week where I was mopey dopey, and I really am sorry about that, but it was just, it all caught up with me. And so thanks you hanging in. And I'm going to be back next week with some more delightful stuff. We're going to Marietta, in Ohio, which I remember is quite a beautiful little college town and pretty much an exceptional place. Um, in a lot of ways, an exceptional college. I didn't realize just um, how how good a school that was. I mean, not that any school isn't good, but that it was. It's much more of an important place in terms of education than I'd realized for a small college. There's some small colleges that suck. Marietta happens to be a dandy one. Then on to, oh, what's that? The home of the university, the Duke University, pricks. They're really the third rung of evil. They are evil, and even though I've had friends go there and their hooves were cloven afterwards, I still talk to them. It's the if it's always been stunning to me that I arrived at the University of North Carolina and having no sense of Duke, really in the rivalry. Within 3 days, the level at which I hated Duke was beyond anything that I'd ever comprehended, and that's how prejudices are built. Okay, I don't know how they did it, but they got to me immediately. And I also will be heading to Charlotte, North Carolina, so get those rants in. The rants that you'll be hearing this week are from Dallas, Texas, and Austin, I believe, and some really great ones. Dallas is a killer, I have to say. Dallas has become, they've got a great theater now for comedy called the Majestic, and that audience was over the charts. And from beginning to end, they wrote one great show. All I did was collate. And I'm lucky to be able to collate and be able to do that. I consider it a really a privilege that you allow me to do that. And for those of you who think that this doesn't really, that being a part of the show, that I should be continuing to do just my stand up, I think, don't come to the show then, okay? Because I think it is important. I would have certainly not be doing this if they gave me a TV show. And this week, by the way, we actually pitched one. So, don't hold your breath because you'll drop dead. But at least they gave us a shot at it again because they like to do that. They like to raise my hopes a little. Inside Out 2 we'll be doing, and so that's very exciting. Uh, and and that's what I got today. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you. We'll see you next week, and it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. As we barrel down the road, I just want you to know that today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. How do you feel about online shopping? I mean, we all do it so much these days because let's face it, it's convenient, but it's also frustrating because we all get to that point in checkout where we're prompted to enter a promo code and we don't have it, do we? No, damn, we could have saved some money. But no, other people have the promo codes. Where did they find them? Huh? How do they know and we don't? Well, you don't have to worry anymore because thanks to Honey, manually searching for a coupon code is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. It's so simple, okay? When you're shopping on your favorite website and go to the checkout, the Honey button appears. All you have to do is click Apply Coupons and wait a few seconds while Honey searches for coupon codes. If it finds one, you watch the price drop. And I have just recently with neti pot salt, and I won't go into my problems, but the fact is that 5 different coupon codes appeared. That's right, and I got the best deal. And let me tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. Also, you should know that Honey doesn't just work on the desktop, it works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on the Safari browser on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by you using it, you are supporting this podcast and something that I've used. That's why I'm recommending you go and get Honey for free by going to www.joinhoney.com/Lewis. That's joinhoney.com/Lewis. Today's show is sponsored by microdose gummies. There's a rising trend of folks using THC gummies for both general wellness and performance enhancement. All sorts of people benefit from daily microdosing to feel healthier and perform better, and you might be interested in how they could benefit you. Microdose gummies deliver entry-level doses of THC that help you feel just right. It's that sweet spot between CBD and THC that gives you the benefits of both with a mood lift, creative boost, and a greater sense of calm. I don't really know calm that well, but there's apparently a way to get there. People take them daily for all kinds of therapeutic purposes to reduce anxiety, recovery from workouts, alleviate joint pain, get a creative boost, or to just get a good night's sleep. which is actually what I use it for. And it does the job. I'm serious, okay? I wouldn't be telling you that if I didn't believe it. And I have trouble sleeping because there's a lot going on up here in what I like to used to call the noggin. hmm So if you want to get into the zone creatively or wind down from a long day, microdose gummies are available nationwide. And you can learn more about them and microdosing by visiting microdosegummies.com and use code Lewis, Lewis, to get free shipping and 30% off your first order. I mean, it's pretty good. That is a pretty good deal. Once again, that's microdosegummies.com and use the code word Lewis. Lewis. Otherwise, it'd be Louis, and that's Louis. All right? It's Lewis. We're coming to you from the Moody Theater, which is the very hallowed stage of the Austin city limits here in Austin, Texas. It's Austin. I've been coming to Austin for 35 years. When I first came to Austin, it was a quiet little town. There were no skyscrapers. No, there were literally only 3 dogies at the time. All the dogies have been taken away. Now there are no dogies. You can buy a dogie at a store and name the dogie. It's kind of like that when you buy a doll at one of those American Doll fuck places. But in Austin, they have the famous Austin Dogies. I literally came here. I used to work I think it's the Capitol Comedy Club. And I yelled a bit at the audience here tonight, but that first time at the Austin Comedy Club, I yelled like, fuck you and fuck him and shut the fuck up. But I've been coming here a long time, and it's definitely changed. They now build skyscrapers that kiss the sky, and people are pouring in here, and all of these folks are coming from all over the country, and then there'll be a whole group of people fleeing here, going somewhere else, and they'll be going, God damn it, those people from Austin, son of a bitch. How many coffee filters do I have to supply? There really were some things it was spectacularly mean, some of the stuff that was written, and this is from the good folks of Austin, and there'll be more. I'll be reading some of these that I got before the show. I will be reading later on when I record stuff for this, when I record for the Rantcast. So this is from Tony Rich. At this show in Austin, some dick made some folks sitting down in their seats stand up so he could walk past. Told, not asked, if they could stand. Where have manners gone? And that's actually very good, Tony. And I'm sorry that the audience didn't react. Because apparently everyone else in the audience, when they went into the row, said, stand up, you fuck! Because that'll show that Austin is becoming more cosmopolitan. Brett Tabke, the best thing about Austin is that Texas is only 20 minutes away. You keep that a secret or they'll come after you. This is Paul Daly. I paid $70 to see Louis Black. Get to my seat and it's behind a fucking pillar. So no stereoscopic show for me. Fuck Austin city limits. Paul, did you move? There's a billion seats open, Paul. If you didn't move, you really are psychologically impaired. I'm sorry they put you behind a pillar. I can't believe they sell tickets behind a pillar. But you're lucky they charged probably extra to sit behind the pillar. One of the reasons I read this is because when they opened the Kennedy Center in Washington when I was younger, the first thing that happened, because every time they do something, they're just so fucking stupid. So they build this theater. It's supposed to be, this is state of the art. We've never seen anything like it. Literally within a day, people started showing up. They bought tickets that were behind fucking columns. So you could not see fucking at all. You literally nothing. And they said, because they're such assholes, instead of saying, well, we shouldn't have put a seat there, they went, that they built, those seats were for blind people. Yeah. And in the Kennedy Center where I wanted to perform was worried about how many fucks I was going to say. This is Kelsey Landeros. All these stupid fucks from everywhere moving to Austin and not knowing how to fucking drive and act like their shit don't stink. They can't all be from Jersey. Hey. I'm sorry. Don't even try it. No, sorry. Shh. Don't tell people. You just heard their reaction. Okay? So, shh. You pretend you're from here and shut the fuck up. Seriously, if you live in New York City, and you're in a car and something stupid happens in another car, I'm serious, 9 times out of 10, I've started doing it as just to practice, you look up, cars from Jersey. I'm sorry, that's my small science experiment. It's something I'm doing. I'm hoping to get a master's in traffic. You're gonna yell shit. Nobody can hear it. Why would you yell while people are? Why would you fucking? What did you yell? I'm astonished. What did you yell? What?
You were reading. Welcome to Texas. Now go home.
Well, he left. You're reading? Yeah. Well, there was a whole paragraph gone. This is Heather Ingram. You and your neighbor both buy 5-acre lots next door and realize y'all can see and hear one another, like the watering of your plants, watching your hairy, bare chest, topless old dude neighbor sit drinking a beer in his lawn chair, or seeing your neighbor waving to you as he burns a random barrel of paper products as you were trying to get to work. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have left Chicago. Thanks for helping me come to that realization. How much do I owe you? Rosa Nelson, just a quickie, Texas Governor Abbott won't keep his paws off my uterus. This is Ben Heitner. Why is Texas subjected to a New Jersey Jew that poses... Just don't worry about where you're from, okay? I don't wander around in other countries going, fuck, I'm from the United States. I didn't even come here tonight and go, boy, I'm from New York. It's fucking ridiculous. You just stay calm, fucker. Then you wonder why people get pissed at New Jersey. You got 2 football teams, that's enough. And then you moved here. Holy fuck. Why is Texas subjected to a New Jersey Jew that poses as a Hispanic man, Ted Cruz, and an Irish-Mexican Beto that poses as the everyday white man, and we're asked to choose between these 2 assholes on a regular basis? First off, I spent a lot of time backstage trying to figure out if Ted Cruz was a New Jersey Jew. No. He's not. I know he's not a Jew, and I had that instinct immediately. Being Jewish, we have a sense of each other. And I said, he can't be. He would hide. No, he cannot be Jewish, because he would use that card, and then he would go, "No, I'm really." He'd be a Jew. He'd be a Jew for Jesus. That would. Yeah. Yes. That is really Ted Cruz is a Jew. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow. Julie Dupree, have you seen the shit show that's Texas politics? Corrupted, bloated ticks, the lot of them. Folks aren't understanding the gravity of our current situation. We're a single vote away from a Christo-fascist regime. Vote, damn it. Oh, God. Well, I won't be able to sell tickets then. No, because you'll have to be at a potluck supper every fucking night. Kenneth Anderson, do you think when Governor Hot Wheels eventually loses, they'll fly him off a ramp, Evel Knievel style, over the state capitol and into a Planned Parenthood? Well, that was the nice one. Kilgore Trout. Yeah, right. Just voted today. My choice was between ineffectual pussies and straight up fascists. Thanks a lot, Texas. This is from Cesar Rodriguez. According to the Texas Tribune, only 19% of the registered voters participated in early voting. That's 8% less than the 27% of early voters in 2018. Are you fucking kidding me? I was fucking relieved to see you in New Mexico, where real democracy is practiced. As far as Texas is concerned, hell has swallowed up this handbasket. As we speak, I can't believe the psychotic reversed FDR we have as a governor. What can I say? That was the I picked two of them. Is on his ass-kissing trail to West Texas. He is even making stops in my home in the Texas Panhandle, where it is read as the syphilitic dick of the state that this strip of land represents. As well as many of the people who live in it, it is here that preachers, priests, and propagandists piss in the empty-headed minds of millions, saying that Democrats are communists and abortion is for sinners. These are the same jagoffs that beat their women at home and pop painkillers to get a fix. You guys, I really can't wait to listen to this again. Your reactions are completely, wow. The syphilitic dick part of the state, I thought, well, they'll laugh at that. No. And that's a horrible thing to say. Then I go, people piss, cry, and then popping painkillers to get a fix. Yeah, well, yeah. Visit Austin if you've got any time on your hands. Sit in a bar for 2 days. I'm serious, and it'll be like a psychological experiment. Please, people, especially you young voters, get out there and exercise your right to vote. Get to the polls on your lunch break or after work. Take a day off to sit in line to vote. As Veterans Day draws near, remember that this can be a way to support the troops. Yeah. Vote now. And then we go to Sky Morgan. This is spectacular. And this is someone who knows what reality is about. My boyfriend is obsessed with Jimmy Buffett's Cheeseburger in Paradise. It's his go-to karaoke song. And the song he requests at bars, "This has got to stop." If he's with you, it has to stop. Unfucking-leavable. First off, that you're still wandering around doing karaoke. Son of a bitch. Cheeseburger in paradise. Wow, well, I hope it's going to be a hell of an engagement. This is Adam L. I'm a second-grade teacher in Austin by day and a comedian by night, because I'm apparently not a fan of money. The district, it continually fucks teachers over, and it's fairly easy to follow the heat of my rage at the absurd things teachers are asked to do. We had a district employee come in and tell us to be sure to unplug our lamps because it can save the district a whopping 25 cents per teacher on their energy bill. My immediate thought after I twitched a bit was, why should I worry about saving them any money when they don't worry about what they pay any of us in the first place? I'm bringing in an air fryer and the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic fucking band tomorrow and plugging it all in. And finally, before this, well, I'll leave you with this. Yeah. I got places to go and people to fucking see. This is from Thomas Hammer, the friend who has 17 kids and posts daily photos consisting of family pics, meals, bowel movements, and the color of the fucking sky. It's bullshit. It's been a pleasure spending time with you. You're one of the most fascinating audiences I've ever performed for. Folks, we'll be in Dallas tomorrow. Get your rants in. We end up in San Antonio, and next week we're in Marietta. Take care of yourselves. It's been a privilege and a pleasure performing for you. Thank you very much, and good night. It's been a pleasure being here tonight at the Majestic Theater in Dallas, Texas. This theater where I've started performing, I guess I've been here twice, I'm not sure, before, and is just really, we looked around, I think all comics looked around for a great space to work in, and we found it here at the Majestic. It's been terrific. So I'm going to get right on this. I would have said, normally, you know, if you haven't been to Dallas and Fort Worth, which I love too, yeah, where you can actually see live dogies going in and out. I'd like to know what a dogie is. I've fucking been saying it ever since I arrived in the state, and nobody stopped me. But I would say, you know, come, but check the weather reports. Make sure that everything's squared away. Anything could happen. Especially, it could be freezing out, and oh boy, the heat doesn't work. It's a treat. This is really, my God. I love the fact, too, that one of the great things is while sitting around or wandering through the theater and doing what you're doing before the show starts, the stuff that just people are pissed at. This is from Cody McKinney. To the lady with the bright red hair that cut the line at the merch table, fuck you, you curly-headed fuck. Wow. It's fuck you, you curly-headed fuck with the tie-dye t-shirt. Wow. It can get really specific. Robert Galloway, I'm 10 minutes from seeing you at the Majestic in Dallas. This is spectacular. I went to the bathroom for one last piss before the show and walk in, and there's a guy peeing with his pants around his knees. Bare, hair fucking man ass on full display. Horrifying. Never seen that in a public bathroom before. Fuck, I'm really in a bad headspace now. Ready for the show now! Thank you for sharing that, Robert. That is, I have never fucking, the fact that you could stood there and didn't run, I've never seen that. Never fucking ever, and if I did, I'd just turn around. I would literally turn. It would be a quick motion, open the door. Oh, no. I'm not going to mention this name, but at a show in Dallas, first, why the fuck are the drinks so expensive? Because I don't have any fuck idea. Do you think I went, boy, you know, I'd like you to charge a lot of money for the drink? I don't have anything to do with the drink concession, okay? If I did, I could do 2 shows a year and I'd be fucking done. Okay? I don't know. You have to ask others, people who like fucking work here. It was $15 for a cocktail, then $30 for a double, and that's wrong. 15 I get, they fuck us every time, okay? That's the price in New York, so go fuck yourself. But 30 for a double, bullshit on a stick. What the fuck? I expected $5 more for it, but not double the price. I didn't realize I was being asked to pay double the fucking cost. Fuck me. I should do this in my life. Ask people if they want to double and charge them twice as much. If I was a hooker, I'd be making a killing. And why the fuck is the couple in front of me being all lovey fucking dubby? Huh? Seriously, I paid for tickets, then had to pay double for a drink. I didn't pay to see softcore porn. The dude in front of me, stop putting your arm around your lady. As you do it, your arm brushes me and my wife's leg. I'm starting to think I need to ask this guy to buy me a drink. Meanwhile, his lady friend is wearing a hat. Who the fuck does this? You're in a theater in the front row. Like, lady, have you fucking heard of Hey You in Front? Because right the fuck now, I'm minutes away from knocking that hat off your head and over the balcony. Maybe a lucky audience member will get a new hat. Is Texas the only place, from Carl G., is Texas the only place where people brag about what fucking generation of Texan they are? Seriously, no one gives a fuck how long your unambitious family has been in this shithole. It's as bad as those Puritan descendants who came over on the Mayflower and forever fucked America over. Greg logging back. What the fuck is wrong with America? Kids are getting litter boxes in their classroom because they identify as a cat. Girls in the men's restroom because they identify as a boy, and on and on and on it goes. Where does fantasy land end and reality kick in? Parents need to be parents instead of being their kid's best friend. Now, the thing about the litter boxes, Greg, to be honest, not true. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. Because I wanted to use it in my act, I thought, fuck, this is perfect. This is right up my alley. And I checked into it, and it's not true. There's nobody. It's the country we live in now, okay? and watch Twitter next week, because now you'll have a ton of stuff to send to me because they will be making shit up right and left. If this country doesn't get its shit together as regard reality, if we don't agree on it soon, it's not a question of democracy, it's a question of reality, okay? Son of a bitch. The one thing I learned from acid is you've got to agree what the fuck is going on. Allison Benton. No, this is, my husband had a colonoscopy on Halloween. The staff was dressed with a poop emoji hat, and on her shirt it said, "Poo, I mean boo." Danielle, hi. I can't fucking stand the fact that as a woman in this state, I had to get my tubes tied just so I wouldn't have to get a life-saving abortion if I did accidentally get pregnant. The pregnancy would be so high risk that I would probably die along with the fetus that they would have forced me to carry. And there, quite simply in a nutshell, is the problem. You may not want abortion in the state, but once you do that, you create problem after fucking problem. Okay? You can sit and discuss this until you're blue in the face. But what you do is create women's health problems, and women have enough problems. The fact that they menstruate once a month, and most men, and you fucking know this is true, would be out of work 10 days a month. As soon as you discovered that there was, boy, I'm just feeling out of sorts, I'm gonna have to take the week off. And that would be the week before the fucking period. Unbelievable, unfucking-leavable that we can't fucking it's like there's no discussion about this. It's ludicrous. It is beyond ludicrous. It's absolutely astonishing. I don't know how that helps. I get what I know, but I was ready to move on. This is Austin K. I'm married to an Indian woman, which means I have to go to 50 events a weekend that I don't understand the meaning of. Oh, and nobody speaks English, so we just stare awkwardly at each other. Why can't her culture be like mine? Chinese, where we try our damnedest not to see each other as much as humanly possible. Barry Peterson, I'm sick and tired of this fucking Texas weather. To an outsider, a Yankee, it looks great. What they don't realize is that while the winters may seem mild, it's a different kind of cold, and God forbid that it should snow or ice up. The fucking morons only have sand to put on the roads. It's a total shit show anytime the temps flirt with 32 degrees. 32 degrees! Give me a fucking break. Where I grew up, that was driveway basketball weather in shorts and a t-shirt. And that's because you're fucking insane too. I never understood that. 32 degrees is not fuck you bullshit. No. No. Give me a fucking break. Everything shuts down. No one gets on the road in fear of some redneck in his jacked up 4x4 thinking he can get traction on ice. He's riding in a death machine, and a little ice just turns him into a death machine on skates. Our fucking governor and state reps won't fix the goddamn power grid, so every day is Russian roulette if you'll have power or not. That's the same in winter or summer. So yeah, all fucking year, since we don't have a spring or autumn, fuck me. Once it warms up, it starts raining in buckets, flooding everywhere. You need Noah's fucking ark to get around. But then once the rain stops, it seems like it'll never start again. We went from mid-May until mid-October without more than a half an inch of rain. Total. Everything fucking dies. I'll have a pond from October until June, but then it goes away. The fucking thing is a dry bottom all summer long, except for the deepest little part. Those poor fish. It's got to be more crowded than a Japanese commuter train in there. Anyway, welcome back to Texas, Lou. We have tornadoes and a deluge of rain outside just in your honor. Every one of us is probably going to die in this musty old theater that smells like piss and mothballs. Happy fucking holidays. I don't usually go this long, but you guys really rolled it out tonight. God damn it. You guys who wrote this stuff in should probably get together and start your own show. But I really wanted to read this one because this is just, welcome to Dallas, Lewis. This is Nash Gamil. And thanks for bringing a tempest commensurate with your anger. I'd like to take a moment to share a cautionary dating tale for those out there playing the field. Several years ago, I went on a date with this girl. We met online. Her profile was charming, and we seemed to hit it off splendidly, even though she did spend an inordinate amount of time talking about her 2 border collies. After a lovely tapas dinner, she invited me back to her place. Fuck yes! We get there, and those 2 precious dogs waddle up to greet us. She drops to the floor to embrace them, as if she was welcoming home a prisoner of war. And Lewis, that metaphor is all too accurate. I make my way to the couch and sit down while she begins rolling around on the ground, hugging them, giggling, and let me just add, she was stone cold fuck sober. There I quietly sat. She then began to open mouth kiss the little fucks. Yeah, you'll forget about that rubbing out. I did all I could do, stare. After about 5 minutes, I interrupted the romp to ask where the restroom was, and off I went. Did I need to take a piss? No. Did I need to take a shit? No! What I needed was to sit fully clothed on the edge of the goddamn bathtub and process what the fuck was going on in the other room. I composed myself for 5 minutes or so, go back to the living room, plop back down on the couch while canine Caligula continued. She then begins letting them lick her open mouth. She licks back. So I interrupt this and say, wow, you really love those little guys. She stops, sits up, tightly grabs each one of those bastards in both arms and looks up at me for the first time since we walked through the door. And with tears in her eyes and clenched teeth, she angrily says, I would kill for them. Needless to say, I'm gay now. Thank you, Lou, for faring the storm to perform tonight. And thanks to my pops for coming, and likewise to my two dear friends and husband-to-be, Vaughn and David. God bless Nash. Wait. Oh, wait. P.S. Dad, I've been dating a guy in his early 20s for a while, and I much prefer that Louis break the news. We can discuss this at the church wedding reception in Arkansas tomorrow night. I love you, and thanks for being my biggest ally. Wow. If that is true, it's spectacular. If that was made up, it's spectacular. Nash, thank you. Thanks to everybody who wrote in this evening. Thank you so much, Dallas. Thank you. It's been a pleasure and a privilege performing for you. We'll be in San Antonio tomorrow, next week in Marietta, Durham, and Charlotte, North Carolina. Get your rants in. Take care of each other. Good night. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Aha, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly for the Laugh Button Podcast.